Thank you, all of you. So this history of Dhruva Maharaj is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the shlok we recited was from the 4th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 40. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a history of King Uttanapad. King Uttanapad, he had two wives. One was Suruchi, another was Suniti. He first married Suniti, but the other wife Suruchi was very beautiful, so he completely abandoned his first wife. So much so that she was staying much away from the palace. She was given a small house to stay, and she was staying there. But King Uttanapad had a son from her as well, and the son was Dhruva. From Suruchi, he had a son called as Uttama. And because Uttama used to always stay in the palace of the king, there was always facility for him to have an access to the father, King Uttanapad. Dhruva Maharaj once, he also came in the palace, and when he saw Uttama sitting on the lap of his father, he also desired that I should also go and sit on the lap of his father. It is very natural. If you see in our house also, if there are two kids, if a person has two kids, and if one of the kids comes and sit on the lap of father, the other kids want the same thing. So they will also try to come and sit on the lap of the father. Or if the father picks up one child, then the other child will demand, please pick me up also. I have personal experience. I have two kids. So Maharaj Uttanapad, he was trying to come on the lap of his father, but somehow he was not able to do so. Maharaj Uttanapad should have helped him to pick, because it was his son. So he could have helped Dhruva to come and sit on the lap also, but he didn't help. The reason was because Uttam's mother Suruchi was nearby. So Suruchi, seeing Dhruva's attempt to sit on the father's lap, she got very offended, and she caught up Dhruva's hand and she threw him away. And she said, "You are not qualified to sit on the lap of King Uttanapad." Dhruva said, "Why?" She said that although you are also born from King Uttanapad, but because you have not taken birth from my womb, you are not qualified to sit on this asana on the throne. So he said, "What should I do now? If I am not born from you, what should I do now? You have to now pray to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Go to forest, perform devotional service, attain the Supreme Lord, and then pray to him, attain the Supreme Lord Narayan, and then pray to him to give him birth from my womb." I mean, she didn't wanted that Dhruva should, in the future, he should become the king. In other words, she was just saying Dhruva that get lost. This was the other way of saying get lost is go and attend the Supreme Lord, and when you get his darshan, then you tell him that give me birth from Suruchi's womb. And in this way, Suruchi, she disregarded Dhruva. And Dhruva, he was a Kshatriya. And Kshatriyas generally, they are little bit always angry. They are in mood of passion. So, Dhruva, although a child, but he became very upset. And then, in an angry mood, he started going towards his mother's house, Suniti's house, where Suniti's place was. And he went and he started crying so intensely that his mother picked Dhruva and put it on her lap, and she said, "What happened?" And Dhruva told everything. And then she also tried to know what exactly happened from her maid servants. And situation was that she knew that the king doesn't even consider her as a wife. Not even a maid servant also. Because the maid servants also were fortunate to stay in the palace. And they could see the king. But her position was that she was so unfortunate that even she was not having access to the palace also. So she told Dhruva, yes, this is your bad fortune, that you have taken birth from my womb. And also from my breast only I fed you milk, and you have grown from that milk only. So yes, this is your misfortune. But try to understand what is your stepmother trying to say. Whoever is saying something, but try to understand what is being said, it is important. Who is saying is not important. What is being said is important. She gave a proper instructions to you, Dhruva. Go and perform devotional service unto lotus feet of Lord Krishna. I want you should do that. Generally, generally what happens that a mother will say, come on, let's go to the court. Let's take your father to court, or let's take the whole family to the court. But Dhruva's mother didn't do that. She just said, follow the instructions of your stepmother. What has she said to you? Go and attend the Supreme Lord. So I want you, I bless you, go and attend the Supreme Lord. Where is the Supreme Lord Narayana? Where does he stay? He stays in the forest. There are so many sages who perform devotional service in forest. So you go there and you will find them. Inquire from them. So Dhruva, using his intelligence and then having the mercy of his mother, Dhruva then started walking on the path of forest. This was not easy. Dhruva was only 5 or 6 years old. It was not easy even for his mother to allow her only son to go to the forest. But she knew that Dhruva, because Dhruva in his cry, when he was crying, he said that I want not only this position, but I want the position of Brahmaji, more than Brahmaji. Then Dhruva's mother started saying yes. Even Lord Brahma, who is your great grandfather, also got this position of and also got the power to create by the mercy of Narayana. Even your grandfather Manu Maharaj also got the strength to rule the whole world by the mercy of Narada, by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And now you see your father Uttanpad also is on that throne because of his worshipping the Supreme Lord. So if you want the position which is higher than your father's position, than your grandfather's position, than your great grandfather's position, then you should go and attend the Supreme Lord. So Dhruva got convinced and he went. So now, whenever a living entity, whenever a human being, he wants to know about God, that is Atato Brahma Jigyasa. So Supreme Lord is residing in our heart, and he is always watching the activities of a living entity. He always notes everything. We can cheat everybody, but we can't cheat him. Similarly, whenever a living entity, or especially human beings, when they develop a desire, what kind of desire? To know about the Supreme, to attain the Supreme. At that time, the Supreme Lord who is residing in the heart takes a note of it, and then he sends devotees. So Narad Muni, he came there and he said, Dhruva, and immediately saw Naradji and he said, oh, Naradji, my good fortune that I am seeing you. He immediately offered his dandavats to Naradji. Naradji was very, very famous. He travels throughout the world and he preaches God consciousness everywhere. And Narada said, so I heard that you're going to the forest for attending the Supreme Lord. And Dhruva said, yes. Narada said, don't you think this is the time for you to get involved in sports? And Dhruva said, no, I'm not interested. Then Narada asked, okay, so that means you're only upset because your father didn't allow you to sit on the throne, on his lap, right? Okay, that's okay, but I don't want anymore. I'm not interested anymore to sit on my father's lap. I want to be in a position where even Brahmaji has no access. Narada started laughing, and Narada started saying to himself, wow, look at the spirit of the boy. Look at the dedication. He was very, very pleased. And then he said, Narada was actually testing Dhruva Maharaj. He said that, okay, come with me. I will order Uttanapad to make you the king. And he cannot refuse me. He can refuse everyone, but he cannot refuse me. I will tell him to put you on throne. Dhruva Maharaj said, Naraji, I am not interested. Then he said to Naraji that if you can kindly help me on how to attain the Supreme Lord's lotus feet, Lord Narayana, then it's okay. Otherwise, I already have the blessings of my mother and I can carry on with that. Please don't test me anymore and please don't change my mind. And then Naraji, seeing this boy, he said, okay, Dhruva, you have passed the test. So the spiritual master is allowed to test the disciple. If a disciple is sincere, then to test his sincerity, spiritual master might test him. And then Narada said to him, this is the mantra. Now go from here straight to Vrindavan. There is a place called as Madhuvan in Brajmandal. There on the banks of river Yamuna, take bath 3 times a day. Chant this mantra day in and day out. And eat only simple things. Depend on what is naturally available there. And in 6 months from now, by my blessings, you will see the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana standing in front of you. That little Dhruva, he thanked Naradji. He circumambulated Naradji 3 times. And then he left for Brajmandal. So Narada was associate of the Lord. So, and by his blessings, certainly Dhruva could attain that position. So Dhruva went to Brajmandal, he went to Madhuvan, and in Madhuvan, he performed for 6 months. He performed intense tapasya. He chanted the mantra given by Naradji, and month by month he reduced his eating, and gradually he came to a level where he was completely depending on breathing. On the 6th month, Supreme Lord Narayana, he appeared in front of Naradji, in front of Dhruva Maharaj. In the 6th month, Dhruva was able to see the form of the Lord within his heart, and his mind was fixed up in the lotus feet of the Lord. So even though when Lord personally appeared in front of him, he was not opening his eyes, but he was completely meditating on the form in which he was seeing in the heart. That picture you see there, Prabhuji, that picture you see there, that is the form of the Lord in the heart. So Dhruva was meditating on that form. In every living entity, the Supreme Lord, he resides as Paramatma in that form, in the heart of every living entity. And we can easily have darshan of that form, provided we can sincerely take the shelter of Lord Hari. So when Lord Narayana was standing in front of Dhruva Maharaj, he saw how Dhruva was he was meditating on his form. And the Lord was thinking, what should I do to get his attention? Then he disappeared from his heart. And as soon as the form of the Lord in his heart disappeared there, Dhruva immediately opened his eyes, and then he saw the Supreme Lord Narayana. And then he offered his prostrated obeisances at his feet, and he was speechless, completely speechless. Imagine the Supreme Lord is standing in front of us and we are seeing, and he was a 5 or 6 year old boy, was completely speechless. He had no clue what should I do, what should I say. I mean, he was bewildered. Lord understood his bewilderment. Actually, Dhruva wanted to glorify the Lord. He wanted to glorify, but he didn't go to school. He was 5 years old. He didn't go to school. He didn't know any verses. So Lord is carrying conch shell. So Lord touched conch shell towards his cheek. And as soon as he did that, all the transcendental knowledge, which is the essence of all the Vedas, everything got revealed to Dhruva. And then he started speaking. Dhruva started glorifying the Lord with various verses. And then Lord was very pleased. And in one of the prayers he said that, I am very sorry, my dear Lord, that I was aspiring for some mundane things. I wanted a kingdom which is greater than Brahma. But that is such a mundane thing. It is like a pieces of glass. But what I am seeing, what I am getting in front of you, I am drinking the nectar of your darshan. It is like the diamond. It is like the pieces of diamond. And what I was aspiring for? Pieces of glass. So my dear Lord, although I might have performed devotional service for a mundane thing, but please, I do not want that. Then the Lord said, no, Dhruva, that is not possible. I have to give it to you. Because in future, if the devotees perform devotional service to me with some desires in their heart, then they should not think that I will never fulfill their desires. So otherwise they will think that the Supreme Lord has brainwashes the devotee's mind. So I will give you what you want. You prayed for a position which is higher than Brahma. So there is, just to let you know, there is no planet which is higher than Brahma's planet. There is only one planet which is higher than Brahma's, that is my planet. So there is a place called as Shvetadvip. So I will name that planet Shvetadvip as Dhruvaloka. You will reside there. But before you could attend that planet, for my sake, for my pleasure, please rule this whole world by becoming a king. Your father will soon depart for the forest, and then gradually you will become the king, and you will rule this whole world for so many years. And then at the end of your life you will attain me. When you give up your body, my associates will come and take you. So this is the life of Dhruva Maharaj. How a little boy he could attain the Supreme Lord. So attaining the Supreme Lord is very simple. It is not complicated. If you see that when person wants to engage in so many activities of sense gratification, he has to do so much endeavors. For example, if somebody wants to drink wine, then he has to have money with him. Then he has to go to wine shop, then he has to buy it. And if somebody wants to get involved in illicit activities, then also for paying it to prostitutes also he will need money. If he wants to buy some meat and other stuff, then also he will need a lot of money. So in this way, and then also our acharyas say that attaining becoming Krishna conscious is very easy, because it doesn't require any money. We can just simply come to the temple, have darshan of the Lord, have prasadam, chant the holy name of the Lord, read the literature, so many literatures we have, read the literature and try to understand God, try to understand the Supreme Lord with the help of the devotees who are practicing Krishna consciousness, who are already trying to understand, who are in this position as devotees. You should try to understand from them about Krishna consciousness. So this is a very easy process of attaining the Supreme Lord. Like that, there are so many incidences in Srimad Bhagavatam wherein people have attained the Supreme Lord, people have perfected their existence by performing devotional service. Dhruva Maharaj is just one incident. If you see that in the pastimes of life of Maharaj Parikshit, it has been said that there are 4 places where you will always find quarrel and hypocrisy. 5 places. The places where intoxication is there, the places where illicit activities are there, the places where gambling is there, and the places where yes, gold is there. So this gold means gold also where the money has been earned by improper means. So all these 5 places you will find there is quarrel and hypocrisy. Everywhere. If you see there is somewhere quarrel, there is some frustration, hypocrisy is there, then we should understand that that is the effect of Kali Yuga. That means the age that has been, that person has been he's either going one of the activities or all of them. So if you want to be God conscious, be simple, be lead a life which is very peaceful, very happy, then one should try to become a devotee of the Lord. And devotees of the Lord, they are not involved in any of these activities. Even though they have money, even though they have some gold or opulence, they will try to see that it has been used for Lord's service. Whatever they can use for their family maintenance, they will do that, and else the remaining amount they will use for the devotees. So this is how, this is what lessons we should take from the life of Dhruv Maharaj, that we should try our best to understand the Supreme Lord by the process of devotional service like Dhruv Maharaj did. Any questions?
In the regulative principles, it says to stay away from intoxicants. It says to stay away from intoxicants in the regulative principles.
Yes.
But would something like coffee count as like a stimulant, like intoxicant, quite mild? Would you still have to eliminate that from
yes.
principles?
It's a question? What is What is the question? I didn't get.
So if you look at something like in the regulative principles,
yes.
It says to stay away from intoxicants.
Yes.
Would coffee be considered an intoxicant?
Yes.
Why would you have to stay away from something like coffee? Stay mild.
It's an addiction. It's a severe addiction, and it's a kind of intoxication also. There are some herbal coffees available. At least we have in India. We have herbal tea, herbal coffee. So you can take that if you want. But those coffees which are generally available, they have some intoxicant, caffeine.
So the idea is to get rid of all addiction.
Yes, all, yeah. So that helps your mind to be peaceful. Only peaceful mind can understand God. Only peaceful mind you can with peaceful mind you can perform devotional service. So if you are addicted to some things, then it is very difficult to focus on Krishna consciousness. That's why Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, he made this request to all of us to avoid these 4 things: no meditating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and then also requested no tea, no coffee. So stay away from all this and see how life is very peaceful. Just practice Krishna consciousness, eat Krishna Prasad. Just, will you have a question?
You can get good decaf coffee now. Yeah, you can drink that, can't you? You can drink decaf maybe?
I don't know.
I think you can.
It's kind of cheating.
Not really, there's no caffeine in it.
I think it still has a stimulating effect. It's can be addictive.
You should ask the devotees who use that, because okay. Any other questions?
What about medication? Medication. Medication. No, like prescribed by the doctor. Is that intoxicating some of it?
No, depends which doctor you are approaching and for what purpose.
Some people, like a friend of mine,
because there are doctors who prescribe drugs also. So we have to be very careful and intelligent enough to understand. So select a appropriate doctor who can diagnose you properly and give you appropriate medicines. Yes, Prabhuji.
You were saying that Krishna although he had obviously the power to give Arjuna victory immediately, he wanted him to fight. So
Prabhupada said that, in the purport. Yeah.
I was just thinking, well, why is that? Because Arjuna's a pure devotee, and he approaches his friend, saying, "Please help me." And his friend says, "You have to do the fighting." You understand? I don't understand that logic. Do you know what I mean?
Try to understand that.
Just like you have a child, okay? So your child approaches you, says, "I need some help."
I'll give you an example. If a child approaches me and said, "Baba, my dear father, please do my homework." So what will I do? I will do her homework? No. I will ask that I will guide you. Okay, but you should do your own homework. Even the father can easily do all the homework like this. But do we do that? No. Similarly, Krishna could do everything, but he wants devotees to perform devotional service. Following Krishna's instruction is devotional service. What is religion? Whatever Krishna said Arjuna to do is religion, and whatever Krishna said not to do is religion. So when Krishna is saying Arjuna fight, by this I will be pleased, so he fought. So when spiritual master tells something to us that do this, follow for regulative principles, so we follow for his pleasure. When we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are chanting for the pleasure of our spiritual master and Krishna.
Krishna got the chariot for him, didn't he?
Yes, Krishna was helping him. He said, you have to fight because I am not going to lift weapon, so you have to fight. Yes, I am there to guide you, and nobody will defeat you. I guarantee you, nobody will be able to defeat you. Not even Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, no one. So Krishna assured him. Similarly, as devotees, we do perform devotional service. We do perform our household activities. But Krishna assures us that if you're conscious of me, then I assure you that even though you are entangled in this material world, but I assure you that because you're performing my devotional service, you will come to me. Any other question?
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
The one I'd like to ask is, when you're doing devotion, if you haven't got a spiritual master, does that devotional service still count?
Yes. It counts because but you have to, the first step in Krishna consciousness is to Adav Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha. Adav Shraddha, first is to have faith in the process of the Krishna consciousness, to have the faith in what we are practicing, to have faith in that. And the second step is to accept a spiritual master, and then perform Krishna consciousness under the guidance of that spiritual master. And then gradually by performing devotional service, what happens? The heart, which is contaminated by modes of material nature, our heart becomes clean of the dirt. Why are we not able to see the God or realize God even though He is there in our heart? Because the dirt is there. So once the dirt is cleansed, how is dirt cleansed? By performing devotional service under the guidance of a spiritual master. And then what will happen? Then we will develop some natural attachment towards Krishna. Any other questions?
What I wanted to ask you, is it not more important what's in our heart than necessarily trying to do things that at an early stage are not in our nature? We're attracted to certain things about Krishna consciousness, and that things will naturally unfold. I often feel, the real main purpose of the mission of Lord Chaitanya was to go out and sing on the streets.
Yes.
So it's a bit beyond, not so much sort of putting us in a straitjacket, it's allowing us just to just chant the holy names of Krishna out on the street, and that things will naturally unfold in the individual, in their own unique.
What things which unfold?
Well, I'm just saying, sometimes I think that people might find it unattractive when they come into Krishna consciousness.
Unattractive.
They've got to give up so many things, and then they become like false renunciants. and they don't become very happy as a result.
Actually, the holy name is so powerful. The Lord's holy name which we chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. It's so powerful that if we simply continue doing that on everyday basis, then gradually our we will become distasteful with this other things. Which are actually not required in our life, but will become distasteful to it because we'll get some higher taste. So higher taste will also be attained if we hear like this pastimes of Dhruv Maharaj. So when we understand why are you practicing Krishna consciousness nicely, and when we understand it from the devotees, then that will help us to bring firm conviction in what we are doing. So then gradually you can decide by yourself. Then gradually on its own it will go away. There are many people, when they join initially Krishna consciousness, they are addicted to so many things. But then when they see other devotees, they are also practicing nicely, and we see they are peaceful, they are happy, and then we say, yeah, this is the happy life. If we go to the parties, then people, they dance and drink and everybody. So then we think that, and we see there are fights and everything there. So we can use our intelligence that look at these people who are practicing Krishna consciousness. They are also eating nice prasadam, they are also eating nice food, and they are also dancing and they are very happy and jubilant always. And look at these people who are always intoxicated in drugs and that, they don't even have sense of what they are wearing or not wearing. So a person can use his intelligence.
I sometimes see the drunks that we look down on often join in with the Harinams.
That's good. That's a sukruti. They are developing bhakti sukruti. That's good. That's good for them. Gradually, they will develop such sukruti that they will develop like to hear about what we are doing. Like Srila Prabhupada. When he went to Western countries, when this person went to the Western world, he was 70 years old when he went there. And what method did he adopt to attract the people? He simply went and he chanted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a park. And gradually so many youngsters, they got attracted to this holy name. And then what did he do? Then he fed them Krishna Prasad. Then he gave them food which was free from karma, which was very tasty food. He used to cook himself for hundreds of people. He used to cook himself, and then he used to feed them. And then gradually they are addicted to two things: the holy name and then the prasad. And then he said, "Okay, now it's time to hear about Lord Krishna." And then he spoke. And all these people, they were already having a relationship with Srila Prabhupada. All these devotees, they used to meet every day. So then gradually what happened? They became convinced of the message of God. And they became devotees. And then everything is history. We know. The movement spread everywhere. So it begins gradually. But coming to the kirtan is a good thing. Even though they are drunkards, but still, it will help them. Any other question? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.